Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm just Indian. To watch all the videos in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell button. The topic we are going to discuss today, the rejection of the Rajya Sabha nomination papers of Congress nominee Meenakshi Natarajan from the Madhya Pradesh by the returning officer. Now, this thing that has happened is certainly a condemnable and an undemocratic one. There's no question about that. Usually what happens, how a Rajya Sabha MP is elected, unlike a Lok Sabha MP where the people directly vote and elect the MP, the Rajya Sabha MPs are selected in a different manner. The Rajya Sabha is also known as the Council of States, as you can say. Now, these MPs are elected as per the representation of particular party in the assemblies of each and every state. Now, if, for example, a party has 200 MPs in the assembly and another party has 100 MPs and 6 MPs have to be elected, then the party which has 200 MP will get 4 MPs, the party which has 100 MPs will get 2 MPs. That's a proportional representation given to the parties based on their strength in the assemblies. Usually based on your strength of an MLAs, the seats are even previously decided. If you have this much of seats, you are not automatically bound to get elected. So to avoid embarrassment, what the opposition parties also do is, they also field candidates only according to their own strength and avoid nominating any extra person so that that person is not defeated and embarrassment is avoided. In this case, what has happened is, BJP has nominated one more person. It has a strength for a particular number of seats and some surplus. So what the BJP has done is, it has nominated another person in excess of its strength in the assembly, and that person is also contesting the Rajya Sabha polls. What has really happened is, now what suddenly happens is, the returning officer of the Rajya Sabha polls rejects the nomination of the Congress party candidate Meenakshi Natarajan, saying that she has hidden a case which is pending against her in Telangana, and therefore in her affidavit, and therefore her nomination stands rejected. Even recently concluded elections, we saw that if any objections are raised regarding the validity or the correctness of the affidavit that is in file, or regarding any particulars given by in the nomination papers, the candidate is given a chance to correct that and to give an explanation. Now in this case, nothing was done, and without even giving an opportunity of hearing to Meenakshi Natarajan, her candidature papers were rejected. Now, why was this done so? Therefore, to smoothen the way for the extra candidate put up by the BJP, they seek the illegal help of the returning officer and get the nomination papers of Meenakshi Natarajan rejected. This is an undemocratic and a condemnable, and you can even say a criminal way of doing things. Now, Congress, after this has happened, as usual, raises hue and cry. They picket the Election Commissioner's office in Delhi as well as in Bhopal. But the Election Commissioner does not give them an audience. As of now, the rejection of nomination papers of Meenakshi Natarajan stands valid, or it holds the ground, as you can say. Now, the funniest thing is this. As you know, that when you talk about Congress, you can always say that its MLAs are always ready to be poached. Therefore, what Congress was doing at this stage was, even before the nomination was rejected, it was herding its MLAs to take them to Bangalore, to the crisis man D.K. Shivakumar, who always comes to the help of Congress, lodging its MLAs whenever Congress is in trouble in any other state. At this time, it comes as a bolt out of blue that nomination paper of Meenakshi Natarajan was rejected. Therefore, the protests were carried out before the Election Commission by whom? K.C. Venugopal, Sachin Pilot and everybody. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, where are you? What are you doing? Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, where are you? What are you doing? Mr. Mallikarjuna Kharge, where are you? What are you doing? You see, when I say that the Congress is hand in glove and the top brass or the top family of Congress now has no real intention of opposing BJP, this is another glimpse of that. Where is Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Where is Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi? Where is Mrs. Sonia Gandhi? Please tell me. You ought to have picketed the Election Commission of India office in Delhi, and you ought to have done that. But you are conveniently absent. Where are you? That is why I am saying that you have no real intention of opposing the BJP, and it's just an eyewash for the people to see, and you simply sit there hoping that one day people will be fed up with BJP and then they will vote for me. Now, what is the main reason for all these things? Once again, that will expose Congress' lackadaisical attitude. You see, in Anup Banerwal case, the Supreme Court held that to select the Chief Election Commissioner, a 3-member committee has to be formed. One is the Prime Minister, second is the Leader of Opposition, and to give a neutrality and to give an apolitical perspective to the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner, the Supreme Court suggested the Chief Justice of India should be the third person. So, if a person gets majority in this among these 3 persons, he or she will be appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner. This is the most perfect solution for the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner, because the Prime Minister, even though he is a Prime Minister, he will always espouse the cause of the ruling party. The Leader of Opposition, who is always the opposition party, will always expose the cause of the opposition party. So there is no neutrality. You can never expect neutrality from the Prime Minister or the Leader of Opposition. So therefore, to bring about the neutrality and to ensure that a proper person is appointed as Chief of Election Commissioner, there is no other better person than the Chief Justice of India, because the pressure that will be exerted by the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition will be immense. For some other person to bear that and to discharge that duty faithfully, the Chief Justice of India is the only option. Therefore, the court proposed this, laid down the law that the panel for selecting Chief Election Commissioner should be headed by Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, and the Chief Justice of India. Now, after that, it also said that you can frame a law. Now, what happens is, the center conveniently frames a law wherein the appointment of Chief Election Commissioner is headed by a committee where the Leader of Opposition is there and the Prime Minister is there. But the Chief Justice is conveniently taken away and another Home Minister or other person is given that provision. Now what happens is, even if the Leader of Opposition opposes, the other 2 nominees or ruling party nominees and the Chief Election Commissioner will obviously be elected. This is how the present Chief Election Commissioner Gyanesh Kumar was elected earlier, and he continues to hold the post. Now, this act was challenged. This validity of this act was challenged, saying that it violates the Anup Banerwal case and it violates the mandate laid out by the Supreme Court. Unfortunately or unfortunately, it has still not been finally decided. This act was passed in 2023 and 2026. I have a firm belief that there is no major or no more important decision for Supreme Court to take in its entire annals than deciding the validity of the Chief Election Commissioner, because the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner, on it rests the basis of democracy, and on the basis of democracy rests the entire country, the constitution and everything, including the Supreme Court. But if the Supreme Court takes more than 2 years for even deciding that, then people are pointing fingers at Supreme Court, and not without any, I would say not without any basis. Now that is still not been decided, and it's only because of the anomaly that has happened due to the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner, the present situation has arisen, and the nomination paper of the Congress party has been rejected. Now one more point. Now, I feel justice has been done to the Congress party in some way. If you look at it, in Tamil Nadu, before the elections, they got a nomination for Rajya Sabha, and then after election, they switched sides to TVK and got another nomination from TVK for the Rajya Sabha. Now, that nomination after the election, according to me, is illegal and unethical. Having got an unethical seat of Rajya Sabha from Tamil Nadu, now they are losing a seat which they ought to have got to the Rajya Sabha from Madhya Pradesh. So, the saying that what goes around comes around has squarely applied on this case, and in my opinion, it is not complete injustice. Congress deserves what it has got. Let's meet again.